Hello all. Today we shall see about the foreign trade and the balance of payment during the British period. India had been an important trading nation since ancient times. However, the restrictive policies adopted by the colonial government adversely affected the structure, composition and volume of India's foreign trade. The state of India's foreign trade during the British rule is as follows. India was an exporter of primary goods and importer of finished goods. India exported primary products such as raw cotton, silk, wool, sugar, indigo, jute, etc., and an importer of finished consumer goods like cotton, silk, and woolen clothes, and capital goods like light machinery produced in the British industries. The monopoly control of British rule. The British government maintained a monopoly control over India's exports and imports. More than half of India's foreign trade was restricted to Britain, while the rest was allowed with few other countries like China, Ceylon, that is Sri Lanka, and Persia, the present day Iran. The opening of the Suez Canal in 1869 served as a direct route for the ships operating between India and Britain. The Suez Canal was an artificial waterway running from north to south across the Isthmus of Suez in northeastern Egypt. The opening of the Suez Canal in 1869 reduced the cost of transportation and made access to the Indian market easier. The canal provided a direct trade route for ships operating between Britain and India and avoided the need to sail around Africa. Strategically and economically, it is one of the most important waterways in the world. The drain of Indian wealth during British rule. Under the British rule, India became an exporter of primary products, that is, raw materials, and an importer of finished goods. There was huge export surplus due to excess exports. However, export surplus was used to make payments for expenses incurred by office set up by the colonial government in Britain to meet the expenses of war fought by the British to import fought by the British and to import invisible items. The balance of trade during the British rule was favorable to India. There was an export surplus. The export surplus did not bring gold or silver to India. It did not benefit India. The export surplus was enjoyed by the Britishers because the Britishers had a one-sided trade of import and export. They followed a discriminatory trade policy because of which where there was duty-free export of raw materials from India. There was duty-free import of final goods of British industry to India, but heavy duty was imposed on exports of Indian handicrafts. So because of this, the British enjoyed a trade surplus, and this surplus was used to maintain the the setup of the government, the colonial government in Britain. It was used to maintain the Indian military in India. It was used to maintain all the war expenditure.